Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading. It's a bonus reading for the upcoming full moon lunar eclipse on August 28th. And you, Aquarius, are the star of this astrological insight. The underlying energy is going back into the past. The Six of Cups represents an energy of wanting to reconciliate or to have a reunion. This card has been coming up a lot because it's the summer months and a lot of people are having reunions with family and high schools, colleges, etc. But this can sometimes talk about illusions that also are that you're going to discover. So this card, when you first look at it, you see two children playing with these potted plants in this yard, and there's someone watching over them in the background there. But then when you look again more closely, you realize, wait a minute, that's a gnome and that's a little woman. And from the back, she's like an old hag, and from the front, she looks young. They both have this white mitt on. And, you know, this gnome is offering them these flowers. The old hag is like, go away. We don't want your stupid flowers. They're not even yours to give away. And the younger woman, she's people-pleasing. She's being nice. She's over-explaining. Oh, we're dressed in our finery and we don't want to get our white gloves dirty. And so this energy is talking about if someone from your past comes back in, are you going to fall into people-pleasing with them? For whatever reason this is, we don't know what's happened for the rest of the reading here. We do have also these white flowers here are an illusion as well, because white flowers in tarot represent innocence. But these flowers are from the nightshade family. This is Datra. And this is not something that you would let children play with. You wouldn't have it in your yard. And it's talking actually about, Datra is sometimes used in ceremonies with shamans to produce visions to heal childhood wounds. Having said that, they're adults that the shaman is dealing with, and they know what they're doing. You would never have this in your yard in potted plants if you have children and pets around. Also, the person in the background is walking away. It's just a stranger walking down the path. It's not someone watching over the children, but don't worry because they're not really children anyway. And so this card could be saying that you might have a lot of hidden illusions about your childhood, you know, like, or have a different perception of how things really happened when you were younger. It's not uncommon for this to happen. And maybe you're going for a family reunion or some sort of energy like that, and you're going to find out something maybe about your childhood that you didn't know. And then we have the hangman. So the hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge, and this energy is talking about, he hangs there upside down because he wants to gain a new perspective on an old story, basically, here. And when his aura lights up, then he comes down from the tree and he takes action. Sometimes this can talk about the people that you hang around with, and it can talk about stuck energy. Of being in a situation and wondering how to improve it or get out of it. Now, the top of the, here, I'm just going to put the last two cards out, is the energy of the Pisces full moon that's coming up, and it's looming ahead here. You're probably feeling this energy for a while now, but in particular, we do feel the energy of the full moon 3 days before and 3 days after significantly. Because this is an eclipse, the energy has been very volatile with emotions. You may have noticed that. It's just a heavy energy, and then the next moment it's kind of like, oh, everything's going to be okay. And then it's heavy and everything's going to be okay. It's like a roller coaster, similar to this energy that we're seeing here. And this is a Pisces full moon that we're entering. And on August 12th, we had a Leo new moon. And that was a solar eclipse at the same time. And we're in between that energy and this Pisces full moon, which is also a lunar eclipse. Eclipses can cause like this real, you know, up and down energy, the dark and the light, the dark and the light. And so it's, emotions could be running high here because the Pisces full moon is a very emotional full moon, and it's also highly, highly intuitive. So you might be really having a lot of insights right now. If you are, write some of those down, because you could be coming up with some really brilliant ideas that maybe you could use to further your lifestyle. The Pentacle energy here is talking about, I feel like, this energy that we're in right now in between these two eclipses. And it's talking about lifestyle. The Pentacle energy is health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. And it's talking about, it's in the shape of coins, because of course money is a big part of being happy in the world today. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So this is talking about someone who's very busy and multitasking. And sometimes we can get in an energy where we have so much on our plate that it starts off small, and the ship is small on the wave here, and then it just keeps gaining momentum and gaining momentum, and before we know it, we're busy being busy. And so this is saying to be careful not to get so busy that you get caught up in a loop of busyness, and before you know it, you're getting more quantity done than quality, and then you have to go back and do things twice. This can also represent juggling two lifestyles. Like, it could be an energy of, your home life and your work life. It could be, going to school and also having to pay for it by having a job on the side. It can talk about, working two jobs and then also having to deal with home. Someone who's very busy multitasking. Basically, this is saying, and this is about having to juggle your time and your energy and, what you're going to do with it. And this is saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And we have a cup of love coming in here. So this is a gift from the divine and the universe collaborating to bring in some peace into your life. If you're looking for romantic love, this is a sign that there could be someone that is interested in you coming in. And maybe this is someone from your past. Now, if it's a gift from the divine, it's probably someone that you have not had a relationship with before, that you've broken up with or something like that. You may be in a position where you've been so busy working and on your career and your lifestyle and getting things in place that you've been kind of stuck in that energy and haven't had much time or energy for love at all. And so if this is not about, the aces always are talking about new energy coming in. And you can see this cup is peaceful and it's overflowing like a fountain. It's talking about everlasting love, and it's a gift from the divine. So this is something, it's saying out of the mud grow the water lilies. And this is saying you might be going through like a real challenging time in some way. And this is saying that pretty soon you're going to have time to look after yourself more and move forward. Now, the cups in tarot do represent romantic love, but this could also be, about anyone or anything that you love. And it can also be about just loving yourself more or being able to do or be something that you would love to do or be. So that's the energy that's in the Pisces full moon is bringing out. And there could be hidden illusions from your childhood that could maybe give you some clarity. Maybe you're getting some information. As I said, if you're going away for a family reunion, or someone comes back into your life and you haven't seen them for a long time, maybe even from childhood, and they have some information for you, whatever this is, or someone has their eye on you. Maybe they saw you on social media and said, whoa, I haven't seen them since elementary school. They sure grew up and they're interested. So that's the energy coming from the moon. And then opposing the Pisces energy on the zodiac wheel is the Virgo energy. And so the Virgo energy is more like analytical critique, and it's less about idealism and emotions. This is more about having clarity in the physical matter of earth, like earthly matters. Virgo is an earth sign, and it's the second earth sign in the zodiac, and they're very good at analytical critique. And sometimes, though, that can lead to anal criticism with themselves and others. So be aware of this energy. This particular eclipse, this Pisces, Virgo eclipse is very much about relationships. It's a lunar eclipse, and it can be about romantic relationships, but it can be about any of the relationships in our lives, and it has a tendency to bring up the flaws in them, and a desire for shifting the energy and making it as you know, bringing the light in. And that's what the opposing energy across the wheel does. It's coming in from the sun, and we have victory. So there's something maybe that you have been working on, and now you're in the winner's circle, basically. This card is talking about having taken some passionate action here, and now you're in the winner's circle. This is because you were able to rein your emotions in. Right now on the planet, it's, as I said, this energy is pretty volatile. And I'm just going to move these up a little bit to make sure that you can see the bottom here. So this is talking about, you know, reining your emotions in, disciplining your mind, showing your leadership skills has brought you into a position of leadership. The laurel wreath represents victory. And so this could be, you know, in the background we have 5 other wands here, and they look a little bit disgruntled, some of the people here. This could be something like a position at work that you applied for, and they also did, and you came out the winner. They're a little bit disgruntled, but they have to admit that you came out as the person that should win. Look how proud you are sitting there. And so this is talking about all of this work that you've been doing paying off and moving forward. And the reason why you were so successful is because you didn't give in to a bunch of volatile emotions, you know, and to the energy around you. Now, this also can talk about passionate love coming in, and you won the competition for this cup of love. If you want to look at it from that, that's kind of an immature way of looking at it, but it's talking about perhaps someone that is very desirable to a lot of people has been watching you and is offering you this cup of love. And it could be about romance. This is some form of justice coming in for being on your path, being on the right side of the law. The justice card is representing, you know, the sword of justice is double-edged. So it's saying if you're on the right side of spiritual and physical law, that this is going to be a huge blessing for you coming in, some sort of form of justice. And if you're on the wrong side, well, that is, you're going to have to deal with whatever the consequences are of that action. Now, this can quite often talk about karma. And a lot of people feel that karma is punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect. It's cause and effect for your actions and your inactions. So this energy, she does have her right foot forward. So this energy is coming in, like she's ready at a moment's notice. And I feel part of the justice might be winning this position, whatever this is. This energy, you could have direct karma with people, and that's when you take actions or you don't take actions that cause other people suffering or struggle, and sometimes even their demise. And this can also talk about indirect karma, which comes in from ancestors that maybe were not able to clean up their act before they crossed the veil, and the descendants then are left to clean it up. And it can also be talking about, you know, associations that you have with people, places, and things. So it could be about, you know, people from your friends, family, extended family, your peers, people you do business with, whatever, if they're, you know, that you could have indirect karma from that. And also there's karmic spaces that we can all fall into as human beings that are very common because we're human and we have a tendency to make errors. In any case, this justice is sometimes representing just justice, that your life, all the energy that you've been pouring into your life here is paying off, and you're starting to see the results of it. And then look at this, we have the promise of this 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is talking about, you know, you may have been through some sort of a storm here. This is talking about, you know, the rainbow after the storm, and 10 is the most that you can have in Cups and Tarot. This is having all sorts of love coming in. This is what you've always wished for kind of energy since you were a child. And this can talk about like having the perfect partner. So it could be talking about this love coming in, and having like the children, if you are wanting children, and having the perfect home and the neighborhood, and you're doing well in your career, and you love your clients, and your clients love you, and you're enjoying, like you have a lovely life. And there's this promise coming in that so long as because you've been on this path of being a better version of yourself and reining in your emotions and doing your best to stay dedicated to having a good life, it's starting to come through for you. So this is awesome energy. This is, rainbows come out after a storm. So, and even the Ace of Cups here, talking about the water lilies growing out of the mud, can represent an energy of having been through maybe a stuck energy or a difficult time and coming out of that now. So you're going to start seeing results, and it wouldn't be unlikely that you might really notice a shift happening after this, a little while after this eclipse. Now remember, eclipse seasons last about 6 months, in particular the lunar ones. So this energy could be playing out over the next 6 months, but you would be seeing gradual improvement in a lot of different areas of your life. This is really, really good energy, Aquarius. It's talking about, using your logic as well as your intuition, and, to be able to have like a really balance in your lifestyle and balance in your work, in your home life, all of that energy. Really good. So, if you're leaving I wanted to go from the bottom to the top here. So this is talking about this promise coming in, and it's interesting because it's talking about something from when you were a child, maybe had you in some sort of stuck energy, and then when maybe you go to a reunion, a family reunion or whatever, and you find out something about your childhood that you always thought had happened didn't, or something that you didn't know did happen, and it's takes you out of some sort of stuck energy, some insecurity maybe that you had, thinking, oh, well, like you thought it was a totally different scenario than what it was. And once you have this understanding, it opens your heart up more to being more free to step into the energy that you want to step into. And the justice here is talking about that again, some sort of justice coming in from your childhood. You might have come from a very busy family, or you might even be someone that was juggled a bit. You might be adopted, you might be a foster, or some sort of energy around that. There could have been some secrets or illusions around that, and that you finally find out the truth, and it gives you like this peace of mind. Sometimes the truth can be challenging to hear, but we, at the same time, once we know the truth, then we can make really strong decisions about how to move forward. And any energy like that is kind of stuck from our childhood can really keep us from experiencing the love that we really want in our life. And then we have you being in this leadership role and really doing a good job of reining in your emotions, staying on your destined path, and moving forward in a very concise manner is what I'm getting. And so this is really paying off for you. And I feel like maybe you've done a lot of inner work on your inner child, and resolving any issues, because you want to have, possibly you're looking forward to expanding in a way, having that family life. And maybe someone has shown up here. As I said, you might have bumped into someone that hasn't seen you in a while at a family reunion or something, and this is love coming in, and you're like opening up to it and allowing that in. So, if you're leaving the reading here, Aquarius, this is really good energy coming up. It's probably one of the calmer readings that I've done so far, and like there's only one to go. But it's talking about this juggling energy coming into balance. That's what I really feel with this reading. Thank you for your time and energy if you're leaving the reading here. and also for your likes, comments, subscribes, all of that good stuff. I really appreciate it, helping me build my channel. Now I'm going to clarify for those that want clarification, and this is from my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and I've been working on this since 2007. It's exclusive to this channel. It's not actually out in an actual deck, but you can check it out at my website, talesfromthevector.com. The numbers on these cards represent how the paintings are lined up on that gallery. And I'll put them in the order they appear here if you want to check it out and see what they're about. We have the heart chakra here opening up. Yeah, I really am getting this feeling that something happens where you find out possibly the way you thought shift went down when you were younger, that you find out, oh, there was way more to it. And falling in love, it's kind of opened your heart up to trusting people, maybe trusting yourself a little bit more. This is talking about your heart chakra opening up. And the saying on the for this card is, falling and failing in love is a matter of I feel like you almost fall in love with yourself. And you realize maybe you were blaming yourself for something as a child. You know, if there was a divorce or something in the family, quite often young children feel like it's their fault, and they grow up feeling that that's the energy. So it could be something like that, or it could be some new information coming in regarding whatever it is. You might know what this is about, or you may be finding out about it in the near future here. This changes your world. This is very similar to the reading for which I can't even remember now which reading it was for, Capricorn, I think. So that the world was in this position on stuck energy. It changes your world. It opens it up. It was Sagittarius. It was in the same position as this. So it's talking about moving forward. This card 21 is the world card, represents the Fool goes on his journey at the 0 point. And when this card shows up, it's saying that any stuck energy, whatever you needed to learn from this cycle that you were on, that you've learned it, it's time to move forward and start a new cycle. And I feel maybe that you have way more balance after finding something out that opens your heart up, and you feel like more like, oh, okay, it does something for you to unfetter your heart, basically. And then we have, you're a superstar, just in case you didn't know it. And maybe this is something that has been a secret in the family or something, and it comes out, or someone opens up to it, or someone just tells you, oh, well, I thought you knew that. And you're like, no, I didn't know that. And it's saying that it creates this harmony, which we have here. So this is a real strong energy. And then this is talking about it's a different card here for this reading though. But the 0 card, the Fool starts off at the 0 point. But in my oracle, there's 2 fools. There's the foolish, who expects life to go a certain way, and expectations will always create limitations. And then there's the foolhardy, which is when you have faith in your heart path and you just follow it, like you have confidence in where you're going. I feel that whatever this is, it's when you shift out of that energy, it might seem like such a small thing to everybody else, but for you, it's huge, because it gives you the clarity that you need to really open up to having more balance in your life and feeling like, wow, whatever. And I feel like, as I said, sometimes children hang on to information from their childhood and they blame themselves for what's going on. And, your parents don't even realize that you were blaming yourself, or that type of energy. And so we have dissemination of information. There's an elephant in the room. And nobody wanted to address it. So dissemination of information sometimes can be also, an energy of, you had some limiting beliefs about yourself. That's something, I keep getting this energy that something was your fault when it wasn't. And then when you find out, oh, I didn't know that. It wasn't my fault. No. And you're like, oh, well, that's good to know. I've been carrying this since I was little. I've thought it was all my fault. And this is about believing in your own press. And it's interesting because many times when people want to motivate other people, they'll say, oh, you have to believe in yourself. But the thing is that a lot of us have limiting beliefs about ourselves. And I feel that you had a major limiting belief about yourself, and whatever happened here is now you have this, you realize, oh, I am lovable. And you were, on some level, thinking something was your fault. I keep getting that, thinking something was your fault that wasn't. It was just a childhood perception. And maybe even someone told you it was your fault, and maybe it was one of your siblings said, well, it was all your fault, and then you find out after, no, it wasn't. It was just life, that type of energy. So sometimes believing in your own press can be the worst thing that you can do, because if you have limiting expectations that you can't do something, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable, it can really limit your ability to, be loved. And this is really talking about, falling and failing in love is a matter of loving yourself. Then when you love yourself, others are more likely to be able to love you. Really beautiful energy. We have Aquarius energy here, so you're showing up for yourself. And this is on justice, and it's so interesting that this showed up right here on the justice card, because this is talking about, I feel that your sign is ruled by Uranus. This card has been coming up a lot in a lot of the readings. Uranus just moved into the sign of Gemini about 2.5 months ago now. And this energy is, Uranus and Gemini wants the truth to come out. And here it is. And this is like justice for you. And I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's going to be life-changing for you, but it was a small thing to everybody else. It's interesting because we haven't had Uranus in the sign of Gemini since 1941 to 1949. When World War II was in full swing, and then the aftermath of that. And we're still finding out truths out about that energy in its own. So this is talking sometimes about some sort of truth coming out. And Gemini energy is very similar in some ways to the Aquarius energy. Very analytical, like, it's about the mind. But Gemini is very quick-witted, and they have a tendency to jump around a little bit. And so the truth is coming out in really weird ways, weird truths in weird ways. And that's kind of the energy that we're in right now. All you have to do is turn on the news and you'll see information like coming in about the truth, coming out about this and that. We've had our all the files, and we have like all sorts of shift happening from a long time ago in many cases. And so this energy is, I feel, is talking about this on a personal level for you. This energy that is really strong right now from this Uranus energy is coming into your personal life and freeing you, unfettering your heart from something that you thought was your fault that wasn't. Just keep on getting that. So congratulations on that. The truth will set you free. And this energy, Uranus is going to be in the sign of Aquarius for quite some time. And the lunar eclipse on the 12th involved a lot of Aquarius energy as well. So you're probably really feeling this right now and have maybe been a little bit overly emotional at times. Just recognize that it's kind of like a bit of a roller coaster right now of emotions. Pisces is an emotional sign, and it's also very idealistic. And so, and very psychic and, intuitive. So you might be having a lot of information coming in just in your dreams, and, pay attention to that, because you might really have some great ideas come towards you to improve your lifestyle here. And let's see what this is about now. The moon. So definitely this is saying around that this energy is bringing in the truth for you in a way that you're really able to move forward. And this is with WRECK, reckless abandon, moving forward in a strong manner. The hidden illusions from that you had from your childhood, there's light from the sun, which is God's energy, being shone on it so that you can move forward. And I feel like if any of you listening to this are really looking for love at this time, there has been a lot of romantic love in the readings. So, you know, be aware of that, and that it's, you know, could be some really, really beautiful energy coming through. All right, this has been a really awesome reading, Aquarius. Thank you for your time and energy, and as well for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I really appreciate them, and you. I'll be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Aquarius.